Hey, welcome back to Kansas City Tour Guides. As always, I'm Chris, and I've got.
Tina.
Hey, what's up, Tina?
Not much. I'm getting excited.
Yep, because we only have this many days until the World Cup.
Yeah.
There's still 4 digits in the number I'm pointing at, aren't there?
Oh, it's so far away.
But it's no reason not to be excited, right?
Right.
Especially because apparently, state of Missouri is getting in on the little Kansas City Tour Guides action. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Are we this excited for budget appropriations?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, where's
We
the
actually are.
Okay, all right, good. No, that's probably true. So, yeah, we found out in an article that we'll link in the description.
Mhm.
The state of Missouri has pledged $50 million to the basically Kansas City
Yep.
in order to basically get us pumped up for the World Cup.
Pumped up, but stadium improvements.
That's pumped up. I'm pumped up
Yeah.
about stadium improvements.
So it was supposed to come in 4 chunks,
Yep.
but now we're getting it all at once.
Thanks to the work of 3 very important senators whose names we will also put in the description because I'm bad with names. But yeah, I think it's interesting that the original appropriation was for 4 payments of 12.5 million, if my math is correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. And then I think as a play to keep the Chiefs happy and in Kansas City, they said no, we'll give it to you all at once.
Yeah, because the Chiefs are talking about wanting a new stadium.
That's true.
And they're hoping that I think some of the improvements they're going to make to the stadium will keep the Chiefs in the stadium.
So let's talk about let's take it back to step. So the money is for a couple different things. Stadium improvements is the big one.
Yep.
Marketing of the events, and then
transportation.
That was the big one I saw. So very cool on that.
Yeah, because we've talked about before that Kansas City is not really built for like pedestrians or public transportation.
Yeah. The dominant life form in our city is the driving car. Yeah, no, I get it. So yeah, hopefully that means good things for our bus system, our light rail, and a way to get from downtown.
They're talking about shuttles.
Yeah. Oh, and also just to build up the event, I think was something else that they wanted to earmark the money for.
Right.
So this is pretty exciting. We want to talk. We don't really know specifically what we're talking about because it's still this many days until the World Cup, and we're talking about government appropriations, which we love our government.
But I did read some of the
they're slow to move. That's all I was gonna say. So the earmarked now for transportation, stadium improvements, marketing, and the events around. You said you read and actually got some more details than what I got.
Yeah, so apparently something, and I don't know exactly what that something is, but I think that our football field in GEHA Stadium, which is Arrowhead.
GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Thank you very much.
Okay. If you talk to a Kansas City, and they might say either one.
No, they will say Arrowhead. They will not. I mean, no disrespect to GEHA.
No,
you're a great company.
Arrowhead
many of
forever.
My friends who live there, but it works there. But yeah.
So anyway, apparently the football field itself is not quite regulation size for a soccer field.
Right.
And so what they're going to have to do is on the side of the stadium closest to Kauffman, which is the baseball stadium, because they're in the same parking lot, on that side, they have got to take out seats to make the field big enough. Right. And the Chiefs were like, those are the good seats that our ticket holders buy.
Yeah.
So the plan is that they're going to do it in like 2 stages. So one year they're going to take out the seats, make a bunch of renovations, figure out the field. And I haven't seen like exact architectural plans or anything. But then before the NFL season comes back, they're going to put them back in and play the NFL season so that everybody has
they'll be like
seats.
Detachable or something. Okay, that's smart.
And then they'll take them back out for the World Cup. So the big thing that I was reading about was the fact that they need to, like, FIFA's like, well, we want to keep as many seats as possible. Well, obviously, so that we can sell tickets.
So they're going to add seats in other places?
Not that I've seen yet.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay.
The only thing the article's talked about is taking them out, but taking them out in a way to minimize how many they have to take out, and taking them out in a way to keep the seats for football season.
Yeah, right. Okay, no, that's cool. Yeah, so that's interesting because I was actually a little afraid that we're all excited about the money from the Chiefs' perspective, but that really does need to go to reconfiguring the stadium to so that it is FIFA football regulation size.
Yes.
Which I think football is another sport, what we Americans call soccer, but the world calls football, doesn't have a regulation size field. I think it has to be certain minimums.
Really?
But
Kind of like baseball?
yeah, I may be making this up, and leave it in the comments if I am, but I believe Wimbledon is actually like way smaller than a lot of places, and it actually affects the tactics of the teams that play there.
Well, just like baseball.
Yeah. So I guess that does concern me because I would love to see some of that money improve concourses, restrooms, food service, that kind of thing. Not that we haven't spent
And
money on
I
that.
think that it probably will, but I think
Yeah.
the big thing that they're worried about right now is, I mean, you've got to have a field to play on if you're
Fair.
going to host
No,
the
that's
World
totally
Cup.
fair. But I'm also worried about how much money that's going to take, and then not
Left.
leave. Yeah, exactly.
But the stadium does get $3 million a year from the state of Missouri
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
So there is some extra money.
Yeah, the Rams get the Rams. I actually mean the Rams get like $2 million for debt servicing, I believe. Article is very interesting.
Mm.
And then Laura Kelly is also asking for how much?
Laura Kelly, she's the governor of Kansas.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
So
point.
for our international people, remember the Arrowhead where the game is going to be played is on the Missouri side.
Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes. And then Kansas.
Kansas City, Kansas.
We touch. You will go back and forth and not even know it. But the Kansas governor is asking for $10 million because she wants to improve the outside of Children's Mercy Park, which is where Sporting Kansas City plays, and Compass Mineral Field, which is where they practice.
Is that what it was for? Okay.
Yes, because apparently they're thinking that the teams will end up having practice sessions and stuff there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Can you watch the practice sessions?
I don't know, but we're gonna figure out a way to do it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she's asking for $10 million to improve the area around those two stadiums. They're fairly close together, I think. But
Compass Mineral Field and Sporting
Kansas.
Yeah, a couple miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's asking for that $10 million. It hasn't been approved yet, but she's asking for it to improve the outside of the stadium, and I think make like venue stuff so that you can go around the stadium and there's like vendors and
Okay. See, I like that a lot because of the concerns that we had last time about, you know, a lot of the vendors felt like they were iced out. I hope some of the marketing dollars get spent on local businesses, and I hope that we find a way to include more of them in the space that's provided.
hopefully.
So, all right. Well, that's what we know, right? Anything
So
else?
hopefully $60 million for the Kansas City area.
Yeah, $60 million. We gotta love that. You gotta love what it's going to mean for our local economy. And yeah, I think that only good things are happening for our city because of all these events that are coming in.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to learn a lot from the draft. And so I think, like I said last time, I think this is going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I think there's already some lessons they learned about transportation and things that didn't quite go the way they wanted to. But we'll have all the kinks worked out for when y'all come.
Because in this many days, actually, I don't know what we'll put up. We'll have the World Cup. Anyway, see you next time.
Bye.